Today's episode, we talk about using other platforms instead of Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and why.
Crowdfund Genius Take 1.
ZACBOB here from Crowdfund Genius Live and host of Crowdfund Genius podcast on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. I hope you get a chance to check us out on iTunes because we have a ton of case studies and interviews with crowdfunding creators that would help you set up or help you plan for your very own crowdfunding campaign. Now, let's go ahead and kick this off with our question for the day.
At Tom Morks asks, when should I choose a platform other than Kickstarter or Indiegogo to crowdfund X?
That's a great question, Tom. When should you use another platform besides Kickstarter or Indiegogo? First, let's take a look at what Kickstarter and Indiegogo can do for you. One, if you choose to go with Kickstarter or Indiegogo versus another micro crowdfunding site, because there are a ton of niche crowdfunding sites, and maybe those might be perfect for you and your audience, but mainly it's wherever your audience is going to be at or whatever your audience is more familiar with. And a lot of people go with Kickstarter and Indiegogo because that's kind of the norm. When you hear about a Kickstarter campaign, you kind of know the process. You know there's going to be a video and probably some rewards that come with it. Same thing that goes with Indiegogo. You know there's going to be a video most likely and some rewards that go with it, so you kind of know what to expect when you go to a Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Also, Kickstarter and Indiegogo, they already have the traffic. They already have the visitors. They have the millions that come in every single day, or the millions that are on their email newsletters, or millions of people that they could promote to. So that gives you that extra added percentage, or that extra chance that you can get seen by somebody that might not be in your niche, or somebody that you might not even be targeting through their platform, because Kickstarter had 1.5 million go through it, or 1.5 billion go through it, and then Indiegogo had hundreds of millions go through their platform last year. So they have the newsletter, they have popular projects, they have their tweets, they have their Facebook posts. All these are ways that you can get your project discovered through Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Now there are some downfalls. You do lose 7.5% to 10% to credit card transaction fees and 5% to both platforms. Kickstarter and Indiegogo both take 5% from your campaign. So those are a few downfalls, and that will kind of lead some people to not want to go with those platforms because they lose 7.5% to 10%. Now, if you already got an email list, or if you've already got a following, say you're an author and you've written several books and you already have this following established of people that love your books or love your products or something like that, then maybe you wouldn't have to go with Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Maybe you could grab one of these WordPress themes that are out there and set up your very own crowdfunding site. That way you don't lose that 7.5% to 10%. You're still gonna lose some to transaction fees, but it's nowhere near 5%. So unless you already got this following established, then I would still strongly recommend that you go with Kickstarter or Indiegogo for the market validation, the audience, and the fact that it's also a great way to build your list quickly if you don't already have a list. I hope that answers your question, Tom. And for our question of the day, today is going to be, what was your very first crowdfunding campaign that you backed? I'm going to post mine down in the comments on YouTube, so make sure you post yours in the comments on YouTube as well. Happy crowdfunding. ZACBOB out.